how to replace your skid plates on your boosted board V2. Your skid plates are these things right down here, these things right here. How to replace those. Let's take this board apart and figure out how to replace those, because believe it or not, you can flip these instead of replace them, so you can flip them once. Let's do that right now. Okay, now to take these skid plates off, you're going to need two tools. You're going to need a skate tool, just a skate tool will work, and you're also going to need a 3mm hex tool. I have this tool here, it has all sorts of millimeters, and this is the 3mm here. And to get to this, you just take the wheels off. So let's start with removing both wheels here. Now we want to make sure we keep the nut and the washer together. We don't want to lose any nuts or bolts here. Next, we're going to remove these two motor mounts. These cover up the motors. There's two screws down in here, and we're going to undo these now. Want to make sure we keep everything together here. Now, since we've removed both motor mounts and also the screws from our wheels, we can just sort of slide the wheels and the belts off as one piece, just like so. They kind of come off pretty simple. And then we want to put the wheels off to the side. And there's this metal piece inside here. We can take this off just in case, and we can put it off to the side. There's also a little ring inside of here that may have came off with the wheel. You want to make sure you don't lose this. So I'm going to put this over here, and then I'm going to put the wheel here. Let's slide off the other wheel. It's going to be a little sticky for me. Okay. I'm going to take this one off and then this one off. Now we've removed both wheels, and next we're going to have to take these guys off, and it's pretty simple to take these off. Now we have 3 screws to remove, here, here, and here. Let's remove these really quick. Now once we remove our 3 screws, we can just take the skid plate off like so. Now this is an up close shot of what a really used skid plate looks like. It's pretty filed down. Now this is another angle here. Now as you can tell, the skid plate is really close to the belt. The skid plate should be a little bit higher than the belt. The belt should not be higher than the skid plate. Because when you hit stuff in the street, you want the things that you hit in the street to hit the skid plate and not your belt. Otherwise, you're going to break belts more frequently. So you got to make sure you replace your skid plates. And we're just going to flip this one real fast. I just want to show you an example of how filed down this one was before I did the flip. On the other side now, I'm just going to untighten these really fast so we can slide this skid plate off and flip it really quick. This doesn't really take a long time at all. Just got to undo a handful of screws, and make sure you put these screws back together properly. Otherwise, you're going to hear a lot of rattling in your board. That's another thing. You just want to take your time and do this. Don't be in a hurry. Alright, now we've removed both skid plates, and this is our boy without wheels, belts, and skid plates. Next up, guys, we want to take the skid plate from the right side and switch it with the left side, just like so. And when you do that, you just flip them and you just install this side on the other side. And then you just tighten everything down. and you want to come over to the other side and do the same exact thing. We got 2 new skid plates. Well, these are not new skid plates, we just flipped them, but they look new from this angle. And that beat up end is on the other side. I can't wait to install the wheel and the belt back on to show you guys the difference in the clearance this side versus the other side. So now it's time to install the wheels again. So what we want to do is make sure we don't forget our washers, because the washers help the board. And don't forget this little metal piece here for the wheel. And then now it's time to slowly slide this on. And then just slide it down like so. Just gonna go ahead and install the nuts and bolts on so we can get it out of the way. We'll be completely done with this wheel, and that did not take a long time at all. It took no time. Tighten our wheels back up. And remember, whatever you do on this side, you gotta make sure you come and do it on this side. So here, we're gonna make sure we install our washer. And we're also gonna make sure we get that metal piece that's running away from me. We're gonna put this piece here. Then we're gonna take the wheel. We're gonna slowly slide it over. Now there's other ways to put the wheel on. You can undo these mounts here, and that'll give you a little bit more room. But in my case, I'm just gonna slide it on because I was able to slide it off, and it was a little bit easier to deal with. Next, we want to install the motor mounts again, or these shields that cover up your motors here. This thing here. And now we got the final step. Just got to put these nuts on and tighten them real fast, and we are good to go.
Coming to meet up?
Yeah, hold on, I'm doing a video real fast.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's cool. I'll be over there in a second.
All right.
Okay, now we got both sides tightened down. And look at the difference, yo. Look at these skid plates. They look a whole lot better than before. Now, if you guys look closely, you can see a big difference between here and here from before. There is a nice difference. Like, my finger does not just go over. It's got a nice little hump there. Yeah, it's got a nice little groove. So when you hit a curve, this should take the bump and not your belt. So when you hit a bump, this should take the bump and not your belt. Because remember, your belt is moving while you're riding, and this thing is not moving. This thing is in place, and this thing is here just to protect metal that's underneath it. You can easily replace these plastic pieces. You can buy them off the Boosted Board website for like 20 bucks. But you know, to replace this metal piece here is not 20 bucks, and it's not so simple to replace. So that's why you want to make sure you got good skid plates on your Boosted Board. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Just wanted to make a quick video to show you how to change your skid plates on your Boosted Board while wearing a helmet. Yeah, I guess I wore my helmet the whole time I was doing that. It's also a really good idea to wear a helmet when you're riding. I just want to remind you guys that. Make sure you wear a helmet. Thanks a lot for watching. If you liked this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this from me, please hit that subscribe button below, and yo, peace out.